Line, fair ball. The game is tied. Garcia to third. He's being waved home. And the Royals have taken the lead.
From sea to shining sea, or wherever the heck you are in between, you Kansas City Royals fans out there better be saying, hey, 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 hey. The boys in blue even the series tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays 3-2 on Bark in the Park night of all nights. And it is a good night for those dogs and their dog owners alike. Welcome to the Royals Recap. My name is Jacob Milham. I am one half of the Royals Rundown podcast. Before we get too deep into it, you got to go check out RoyalsReview.com for more in-depth analysis of tonight's game. Plus, if y'all are hating on the contact play, well, we have the news for you over there. I'll let you figure out what I'm talking about. But folks, this was I tweeted it out earlier. Sometimes it's just better to be lucky than be good. All right. And that is what the Kansas City Royals were tonight. It was absolute crickets from the bats after the first inning until Kyle Isbell reached on a missed catch error by MLB The Show 24 cover athlete Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and that throw scored Michael Massey and got the Royals on the board 2-1. But lo and behold, leave it up to Bobby Witt Jr. to double on a ground ball to left field, just right over the third base bag, scoring Isbell and Garcia. They come around and make it 3-2. And that is all she wrote for the Royals tonight. Listen, it all happened in one inning. If you got up and tried to do something in the middle of the game and missed the fifth inning, well, you missed all the action, unfortunately. This was I wouldn't call it a weeknight snooze fest, but this was far and away one of the more boring games we've had so far this year. But hey, it is a Royals win, and I am going to bed happy with that. Let's go ahead and look at Michael Wacha's start tonight, though, which was anything but a banner one, I will say. So he has been giving up hits at a pretty good clip so far this year, and that's going to get him into trouble, and it did a little bit tonight. He gave up 8 hits and surrendered 2 earned runs, but really what got him were 3 walks to only 4 strikeouts. Like, that ratio is absolutely not going to play across the entire season. And I believe for all of the innings Wacha came out for, the Blue Jays had their leadoff man on. So starting off a little bit in the hole it's just going to wear on the team. It's going to wear on the pitcher, and it really wore on Wacha's pitch count. He only, like I said, he only pitched 4 1/3, but the guy had 96 pitches in that span, which is crazy. It's not a very good, efficient outing at all. Thankfully, though, the Royals had 3 bullpen arms come out, and 2 of them pitched multiple or more than a single inning. Chris Stratton, who earned the win for tonight, pitched 1 2/3 innings. No hits, no earned runs, a strikeout, but hey, he got in, got out unscathed. That's all you can ask. John Schreiber continues to be underrated, and he came in, pitched an inning, no hits, no earned runs, nothing. ERA currently sits at .82 on the season. I get it. He ain't sexy. He had a rough start to the year. But John Schreiber is a guy that folks need to have more confidence in coming in high leverage situations. But the one person that we all knew would come in and get the job done, James McArthur, the general. 2 innings. He had a 2-inning save. Crazy to me. Only allowed 1 hit in that span. Did give up a walk, but he did what he had to do. He didn't allow any more runs on the board, and that was the difference. I was joking about it on social media that, okay, McArthur came out, he had a really quick 8th inning, but it's a high leverage situation. It's the 9th inning. It's Will Smith time. No. MacArthur comes out, gets the job done. Kauffman faithful leave the stadium happy tonight, and we come back on Wednesday with the series tied at 1 apiece. This was another streaky. I wouldn't say streaky. Maybe that's not the right word. But this wasn't a banner night for the situational hitting in Kansas City. The team totaled together 8 hits and only struck out 4 times, which was nice. But they were 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Just think about that. Think about those missed opportunities. And the contact play, Jeremy and I are going to talk about it more tomorrow night, but the contact play is not getting it done right now, folks. Doesn't seem like it, at least. Maybe the numbers back it up, but I'm just going off the eye test. Adam Frazier has been the key cog in these failed contact plays so far this season, and I don't like it. I really don't. So I don't know if Quatraro needs to be a little bit more judicious with who he decides to use the contact play on, or if this is just an unlucky streak that will all balance itself out, which it absolutely could be. We'll see what happens there. Bobby Witt Jr. finally got another stolen base tonight. Thank freaking goodness. His 5th of the season. It just felt like the Royals haven't been as aggressive on the base paths lately. And with Blanco in the lineup, I was expecting them to be a little bit more aggressive. And they weren't all that more aggressive, but at least there was a little bit of production there from Bobby Witt Jr. The real MVPs of tonight's game were the gloves. A lot of great defensive plays all over the field. MJ Melendez's diving catch out in left field. I was telling David Lesky earlier on that last year that would have dropped in for a long single. And then he retorted that last year MJ would have dove for that and that would have been a triple. Either way, MJ Melendez is looking much better out in left field, and folks do need to give him the credit that he is due there. Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Garcia, Vinny Pasquantino, hell, Michael Massey as well, all combined for some great outs. They really did. Vinny Pasquantino has been quietly having an elite defensive year over at first base, something that he is not known for. Bobby Witt Jr. Showing off the arm strength. Michael Garcia getting the final out in the top of the 9th inning. And then Michael Massey, his out to Vinny Pasquantino to start off the top of the 9th inning was very, very important. Really just a baseball play that shows the value in milliseconds. All right, you have about a hair's breadth between when that ball goes into Vinny's glove and that runner's foot hits the bag. And the Royals were the benefactors of some good defensive play right there. So if you weren't watching tonight's game, I would highly suggest going back and watching some of the highlights and seeing some of that defensive magic in Kauffman Stadium. A good turnout tonight, 11,357 in tonight's game. Time 2 hours and 33 minutes. Nice and short, just the way I like it with the pitch clock. Coming up on the other side of the ad break.
Hey, Jacob, it's me.
Oh my, no, we're not doing this again.
I just wanted to say, I'm so glad that losing streak is over. I was hoping the Royals weren't going to lose that many in a row this year. But they did it. They sure did. Oh, the bullpen really stepped up in this one. Oh, how about that James MacArthur? Oh, MacArthur, that's a good name, MacArthur. 2 winning saves, can you believe it? Oh, that kid is going to go places. I'm glad we got him.
All right, thank you for calling in. I need to figure out this number and block it. While I do that, let's go ahead and take a quick ad break. Coming up on the other side of the ad break, let's hear from Bobby Witt Jr. himself and manager Matt Quatraro. Stay tuned. Now, where the hell is that block button?
All right, how quickly the game can change. And then we saw some great offense, also some defense. Bobby, let's just talk about opportunity. This offense is grinding. You're going up against a really difficult pitcher that was so tough last year, too, in Kevin Gossman. You see that opening and take advantage of it. Tell me about that moment.
Yeah, we just try to put a couple runs up for our pitching staff. Our bullpen is great, so we're just trying to put as many runs as possible to get them in the game and get the win.
This is really your first time this year dealing with a little bit of adversity with a few losses in a row. It's going to happen throughout the course of the year. What's been the mindset and the mood in that clubhouse?
Just makes us better. We try to learn from losing and then try not to lose as much as possible, and then come in today, focus on today, and then now we're on tomorrow and try to win tomorrow's game.
Here comes MJ. That's kind of new. Is that Swedish fish?
Yeah, Swedish fish.
I hadn't seen that one before. A couple more things. That moment, you always have an ability of staying calm, but you understand there were few opportunities in this game. How do you, as a hitter, keep the heart rate slow and slow things down?
Yeah, you just got to take things pitch by pitch and control what you can control. Just try to put a good swing on a ball, and then whatever happens, happens. So you just got to live in that present moment, be in that moment, and try to succeed in that moment.
Some beautiful defensive plays all around. Tell me what it's like to have this group in the infield back. That was the core last year, and what you're able to do across the diamond.
Yeah, it's great. We got a good group. It's a lot of fun playing defense out there with the pitching staff that we have. It's a lot of fun.
Last thing, James MacArthur has really stepped up. A 2-inning save tonight. What do you see from him?
Yeah, he should be out here too, but yeah, it's unbelievable. Like I said, we just try to get to our bullpen's hands, try to get him a lead, and then the rest is history. We'll give some more wins.
We've had him before. You can't see over him. He's tall, so you don't see the bucket coming. Great job. Go celebrate with your team.
Yes, thank you guys.
Bobby Witt Jr., the hero tonight.
Overall, we talked about it before the game a little bit, that putting the ball in play. First of all, I mean, Gaussman led the league in strikeouts last year, and I think he ended up with 1 or 2 in 6+ innings. So just getting the ball in play, not all the contact is going to be solid, but, make something happen. That's a freak play. Kiner Fluffa made a really good play to get to that ball, and then you just glad he dropped it. I mean, you're not going to count on that happening often, but we keep the ball in play, and then after that, Michael, or Izzy's running, Michael gets him first to third, and Bobby comes up with the big hit.
I've seen a different level of confidence from Michael after yesterday and kind of getting him going.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's more about just feeling his energy, for himself and for the team. He can do a lot for us, even if he's not, hitting 300 or whatever. He can do a lot for us just by moving the ball around the field. You saw his defense tonight, too. So he can do a lot of things.
Michael Wacha today kept you guys in it, even though he went 4 in the third. How impressive were it just to see him continue to battle like that?
Well, that was a battle. That was the epitome of a battle, right? They made him throw a lot of pitches. He pitched them tough. He was working his fastball. Didn't seem like he had his best cutter, at least not landing it. But throwing his changeup is always his best pitch, and he was able to keep him off balance. Getting out of that bases loaded with Stratton coming in and getting out of that with just 1 run was big.
And speaking of that, your bullpen, Chris Stratton, James MacArthur, and everyone else that kind of followed, how important was that for them to kind of hold the lead right there for you?
Well, I mean, it was a 1-run game, so there was no margin for error. So they put up 4 and 2/3 scoreless against a really good team. So I can't overstate that enough. I mean, without that, we're either still out there playing or we're behind.
Didn't look like you had anybody up. Just total confidence in sending James back out for the night.
Correct. Yeah.
Maybe a sign or a mark of a team that's learning how to win when you get just that tiny opening that Vlad gave you at that drop ball, and you're able to. She still had a lot of work to do after that.
There was a lot of work to do after that. You're right. I mean, that's not always going to happen. You're not always going to score right there. But we had the top of the order coming up, with a chance to do some damage, and we were able to do it.
What do you think of Bobby's at half there? I know he's maybe struggled a little bit with runners in scoring positions.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, hit that ball pretty good. I think, I didn't look up to see the exit velo or anything, but he squared it up. He got it by Kiner Falefa's a good third baseman too, and to get it by him, he hit it pretty good. And he was probably looking for something middle in, sinker or split, and he was ready for it.
Alrighty, y'all, that is going to do it for tonight's Royals recap presented by Royals Review. If you want more news on the Royals, more analysis, more commentary on all things baseball too, go check it out at royalsreview.com. If you don't start off your day with the Royals rumblings, you are missing out. Getting your daily dose of Royals news and just hearing some of the other ridiculousness that is going on around baseball. So go check that out in the AM. Tomorrow, we have our third game between the Kansas City Royals and the Toronto Blue Jays. Just think we have a whole nother away series. This has been a good series so far. And that shouldn't change tomorrow. We have righty Yariel Rodriguez taking the mound for the Blue Jays, while Alec Marsh will be making the start for the Kansas City Royals. First pitch is at 6:40 Kauffman Standard Time. Make sure to tune in on Bally's on 610 Sports Radio, however you want to do it. It's always a good time. Go listen to Denny Matthews. I saw some folks slandering him on social media, and we need to appreciate that man while he's still calling games. But for now, my name's Jacob Milham. Thank you all listening, and until next time, go Royals!